It is officially the end of an era. It is officially the end of an era because I am finally swapping out this for this.
You need to leave.
And I am going to explain why, because I have multiple reasons as to why I am officially quitting knitting. And no, this title isn't clickbait or anything. I just got to the point recently where I feel like I had nothing else to give. So in order to understand how I got here, we have to rewind and start from the beginning. In 2020, I was on social media and I saw a lot of creators getting into knitting and crocheting and just all the crafts, and I was just watching at that point in 2020 and I didn't join. I was just like, okay, that's cool. So in 2021, I decided to pick up crocheting, and that's when I started my crochet journey, because I've crocheted before, like years before. I think I was 5 years old when I first learned how to crochet because my sisters were 7, so I was like 5. I think I'm 5 because I'm 25. 27, yeah. So I was 5 and they were 7. That's when we first learned how to crochet. We were crocheting like chains and all that stuff. And so then we started picking up I think we did start picking up crochet in 2020. We just never filmed it because we started crocheting like granny square blankets to get ourselves back into it because we hadn't crocheted in a minute before then. So we were just like dusting off our crochet hooks and really getting back into the groove of crocheting. And so here comes 2021, and then we were like, let's start our YouTube channel and post ourselves crocheting because we see other people doing it. So that's what we did. I started off crocheting patchwork, and I remember for the longest I was like, I am not ever going to crochet anything else other than patchwork, because patchwork was so easy for me, and I was just so convinced that I was never going to branch out to anything else. Like literally I was not going to do anything else other than patchwork. I just thought that was very funny because girl, what? Anyway, so we started crocheting and we were like, if we're gonna do this, let's document our journey and show people everything we crochet. And so that's how mrbobvin, the channel, started. So I started off crocheting. It was great, it was fun. And then in 2022, that's when we decided like, hey, I actually thought that we started knitting in 2022, but apparently that was 2021. So I started my channel in 2021 crocheting, and a few months later, then we taught ourselves how to knit, because before we were like, we're not gonna knit, we're not gonna get into that, we're just gonna strictly crochet. So again, before I was like, I'm only gonna be doing patchwork, and then before I'm like, I'm only gonna crochet, and then we got into knitting. And then knitting was super, super fun. I genuinely enjoyed knitting when I did it. But after a while, I kind of fell out of love with it. When I started my channel in general, I knew that crocheting and knitting, I wasn't going to be doing that for forever, like filming myself do that for forever, because for me, it was a temporary thing, and I knew that going into it. So it wasn't a surprise to me when I finally felt the need to just quit. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, because to me, I was never going to be doing this in the long run. My sisters, they are obsessed with it. They were always going to have knitting be a part of their life. But for me, I just knew that it really wasn't going to be a part of my life forever. But I was just doing it in the meantime because it was 2021. Like, what else would we be doing? Like, the world was shut down. Everyone was at home, and it was like, I might as well do this thing that my sisters are doing as well. So I continued doing it. And again, at first it was very, very, very fun. I enjoyed all the challenges that we did. But then like later on, I would say like 2024, I would say that like the beginning of 2024 was when I started feeling like I didn't want to knit anymore. And it was just because I was kind of bored with it. I was bored with the content that I was putting out. I didn't feel like I was being as creative as I could. I was always telling my sisters, like, I am bored. Like, I don't want to make videos like this. I don't want to do this. I was also tired of figuring out like how to make it fun and this and that when I genuinely wasn't enjoying it. But I continued doing it because my sisters were doing it. And then to me, it's like, what else would I be doing? Honestly, since I'm doing this, I'm making money from it, I might as well continue doing it. And so that's what I did. I continued knitting and doing all these challenges and all that other fun stuff, basically following whatever my sisters did. Like at a certain point, I wasn't even picking my projects. That's how much I did not care about knitting. They would pick my projects, they would pick my yarn, and then they would tell me to create this, and that's it. So literally at a certain point, they were just telling me, hey, knit this, knit that, here's the yarn. Like I wasn't even thinking for myself. I was just like, I'm just gonna create content for it. I don't even care. And then I realized that I never wore anything that I made. Like if you look on my social media or if you look through my YouTube videos, you will see that I rarely like sitting down just like this, making videos like this. If I'm not showing off my project, I'm not wearing my sweaters. And I realized like, I don't really enjoy knitting anymore, and I also don't even wear what I end up knitting. So why am I doing this? Like solely for the content? I really had to take a step back and tell myself like, you need to do something that is for you and not you doing it because you're getting paid, because you're getting views. Like you need to do something that you genuinely enjoy. And so after my last project that I did, I was just like, I cannot, like when I thought about my next project and what I was going to do, I was just like, I cannot continue. I genuinely cannot continue. And it's not really knitting itself. It's the lack of creativity that I feel with knitting. The things that I want to create, I cannot create with knitting. The things that I want to challenge myself to do, I can't do that with knitting. I just feel like creatively, I am just completely tapped out with knitting. And I also do think it's because of creating content around it, but not solely because I'm creating content around it. I'm creating content around something that I genuinely stopped enjoying. So with my sewing, I am going to be creating content around it, but it's because I finally chose something that's for me. I finally chose something that I feel happy doing, and it's not something I'm doing just because my sisters are doing it or because I'm making money doing it. Like this is something I know I am genuinely going to enjoy. I'm going to wear all the things that I make, and that is what I'm excited for. And sewing is going to be able to expand my creativity in a way that I could not with knitting. And even before, when I got to the point of, okay, I don't feel like I'm enjoying this, that's why I started pivoting to freehanding things, because I'm like, I do definitely get way more joy freehanding than following patterns. But then I was freehanding and I was just like, I still can't make what I want to make with knitting. Even though I'm freehanding and I have the freedom to do whatever I want, I still can't make the garments that I want to make with knitting the way I can make it with sewing. So even freehanding, I still felt like stuck in this constant cycle of just unfulfillment. Like I was not fulfilled at all at a certain point in my knitting journey, and I was just like, something has to change. Like I cannot keep feeling this way. I cannot keep putting out content that I don't feel proud of. I wasn't feeling proud of the YouTube videos I was putting out. I felt like everything was just so monotonous. Like it was just the same thing. I was posting the same thing, and I was just so bored with it. And I was just like, I can't keep going like this. And then I also realized that I stopped being present in my own life. I woke up and it was just knitting. What can I create today? What can I post today? What can I do? What can I do? I literally woke up and knitted, went to sleep, woke up, knitted, went to sleep, woke up, created content. And I wasn't present. And I was just so tired, one, of doing something that I genuinely didn't love anymore. And then I was also tired of being so consumed by it. Like I lived and breathed knitting, and I did not give myself time to just like relax and post the content and, you know, chill without having to knit. Like every second, whether I was watching TV, out of the house, like whatever, I was knitting, and I just did not give myself time to myself. And I think that also played a role in just feeling unfulfilled with it. And I was just like, I can't keep doing this. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the content that I'm putting out. I'm not proud of the content that I'm putting out. All signs pointed to quitting, and that is exactly what I did. And I know I literally created this platform around crocheting and knitting, but for me, I knew this wasn't going to be my forever thing, because I just knew it. I just deep down inside, I just knew like this was just a temporary thing until I found something that I genuinely loved. And if I never quit knitting, I would have gotten into sewing. And I think this is just like what I was meant to do to begin with. So I don't regret my journey of crocheting and to knitting and all that. Like, that brought me here, and I'm super excited for this next journey. And I'm so excited to expand my creativity in a way that I just could not do with knitting. I'm so excited to create pieces and actually wear it. Like, oh my gosh, like the things I want to create, like just simple things, like something as simple as cute shorts that I can create with specific fabric that I want. Like, that is, I'm so excited for that. And I'm so excited to finally do something that I chose and that I genuinely love. And I get to be as creative as possible without feeling stunted. And I think that's what it all boiled down to. I was feeling very stunted in my knitting journey because I literally learned everything that I wanted to learn with knitting. I did everything that I wanted to do. Are there so many things that I could learn? Absolutely, but I don't want to. I have no interest in learning anything new. I learned everything that I wanted to learn, and I just feel like it's time for a different journey, and this aligns more with what I want to do in life more than knitting. Like, will I pick up knitting later on? Yeah, like I can knit my kids' clothes and stuff like that, or I might just start knitting accessories or crocheting accessories like blankets and stuff, but I just don't really see myself knitting like I have been ever again. I just feel like it's literally an end of an era, and maybe I'll pick it back up in like 20 years from now or something like that. But my priority is definitely going to be sewing and everything sewing related, and just really expanding my creativity the way I always wanted to. And I knitting gave me that until a certain point, and then after that I was just like, okay, like what else? Like, what else can I do? And there was just nothing else I could do with knitting. I was just completely tapped out. And I posted a video like this on TikTok, and people took it and they were like, oh, she's burnt out because she was knitting too fast. Like, if I knitted any slower than I did, I would have been quit. I promise you. How fast I knitted had nothing to do with feeling unfulfilled creatively. So I'm not burnt out. I am just tapped out creatively. There's nothing, I can't give anything else with this craft. Like, the things I want to create, I can't do that with knitting. And so it's just time for something new. And this is where sewing comes in. So yes, I officially quit knitting, and I'm just gonna see where this sewing journey takes me and all the things I get to create and learn. I've been learning so much, and when I tell you guys, it's so weird learning something new because I'm so used to being so knowledgeable when it comes to knitting and, you know, knowing everything that goes into it. So literally starting fresh and learning a different skill, and this has way more going on than knitting, and it's just a lot to learn. I literally have to learn a machine and everything that goes into it, and I'm already feeling excited, and I can already see like all the things I can create and actually wear in my videos and show it off and actually be proud of, and all the content that I can create from it without it feeling so repetitive. Like, everything with my knitting journey at a certain point just felt so repetitive, and I was just over that. So like I said, it is an end of an era, but I'm excited for my journey, and I'm excited to see where it takes me. So yeah, that's the unfortunate news. My sisters are still knitting. They didn't quit like me, so you can still get your knitting content from them. But here on this page, it is officially going to be everything sewing, and I am so excited for that. Anyway, that's all I have today. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below. And if you guys have any sewing tips for my people that sew, you can leave that down below as well, because I'm so excited for this sewing journey. Like, I am so excited. Anyway, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.